Decent football game between divisional foes in the Meadowlands, as the Dallas Cowboys were a winner against the New York Giants. What's happening over here? Charlie's signaling to Yurko. He's doing sign language.
The volume on his phone was up.
Oh, the volume is. I couldn't hear it though.
I couldn't hear it either.
I had an open ear.
Whoa, we got a falling curtain too.
Yeah, he's got an open something.
We're off to a rousing start. Kind of a must-win, it felt like, for the Cowboys last night, considering the way their schedule toughens in the next 6 weeks. And,
absolutely.
You know, they're getting rocked at home in each of the last two games. But the story of last night really was a missed field goal that probably cost depending on which side you were on, it angered some bettors. Some bettors rejoiced. But that line closed 5. It was 5.5 most of the day. Wouldn't you know it? It ends on 5 Yurko. Yeah. And the guy who never misses 50-yard kicks missed a 50-yard kick. Brandon Aubrey missed. I happened to be watching the game with some friends, and one of my buddies did have the Cowboys minus 5.5. And when he missed the kick, I said, it just really sucks sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he has a great attitude. He said, it's only money. That's a good attitude.
Yeah, the Giants, you were jumping
for
joy.
The Giants, you rejoiced. I said, the guy never misses kicks.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I was just looking it up too. I wanted to make sure I knew my. I don't pay close attention to kickers very often. Our stance on kickers and punters. Not quite the same as running backs, but not too much different either. No, running backs are much more integral to the game of football than kickers are, obviously. But yeah, this is. I thought he's just like they picked him up off. He was like kicking in the CFL or something a couple of years ago, and Brandon Aubrey's been nails, really, for the Dallas Cowboys. They won last night anyway. They don't care if they cover the point spread or not. Right. I mean, he's still pretty damn good. But I'm just saying, I'm like, as great as he is, and he's one of the guys we know now because of how strong his leg is and how well he's done from 50-plus yards and all the kicks he's made the last couple of years. The Cowboys handled it the right way. Oh, how much is it? A cheap option that's kicking in the CFL? Yeah, we'll take him. And he's been great for them.
Right, exactly. And then when you got to pay him, what do you do?
Oh, you say goodbye, of course.
Yeah, you get rid of him. Trade him to somebody that values kickers. If I'm them, I trade him to the Bears.
No.
Why?
Even the Bears don't make decisions like that.
Are you sure?
Well,
they've already drafted a punter twice in 3 years, right?
Crazy, right? Twice in 3 years.
Yeah, 3 7th-rounders, so he wasted one of them on a punter.
I don't know how you draft.
I think
two punters in 3 years is crazy.
I don't know, but I tell you, I think he believes that once you get deeper in the draft, there's nobody there. I really do believe that.
That can't be. Really?
Well, I mean, he traded away what? They traded away a 4th rounder to be able to get a 5th rounder, right?
Yeah.
So he believed in a guy that was still there. We'll see what he becomes here in the next 3 years. The offensive lineman, the local product.
Karan.
Yeah, but we'll find out what he becomes. Does he become anything? Is it worth it, whatever he does? I just don't think he values those picks later on in the draft.
That's a shame.
Because he trades them away for nothing. I mean, for whatever. You traded a 4th rounder to get Keenan Allen here. I hope we get to see Keenan Allen.
I hope so, too.
But the reason he was only a 4th rounder is because he cost you $20-some-odd million. I mean, he's costing you $22 million.
He's like, you already did the numbers. He's the second highest.
Yes.
He eats up the second most out of anybody on your team in terms of salary cap.
So they turned somebody. I mean, Keenan Allen's a hell of a wide receiver.
Well, he's been, in his career, a hell of a wide receiver.
Keenan Allen and Tyreek Hill were 2 of the best receivers in football last year until they both got hurt. They both got hurt about the same time, and they kind of limped down the stretch and didn't add to some of the top-notch stats that they had last year. So, you still traded a 4th rounder for him, some value, that you might have been able to utilize and get a draft choice in and at least help with your offensive line depth. You used the 4th rounder to get the kid that can't play on the offensive line.
Bates.
Yeah, Bates.
Is that a 4th or a 5th?
Well, whatever it was, you wasted a draft choice to get a guy in here. You documented what Buffalo was going to have to do.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knew it.
The whole world knew that
everybody
there was going to be a guy that was going to be available.
Yeah.
He was going to be on the street.
Everybody knew it.
Maybe they didn't want to pay for him, but it's not like he broke the bank, right? He didn't do anything crazy. Yeah.
No.
Yes, that's my point.
No, I had it the other day. What did I have his cap number at? I might have gotten rid of that sheet. I could still find it, I bet. It was like maybe 6 million, maybe not even.
One guy
might not even been 6.
One guy was 3.3, another guy was $4 million. Either way. I don't know what he does, whether he values him or not. He drives me crazy sometimes. They can't identify what the hell an offensive lineman looks like. 2 O-linemen that don't know what an O-lineman looks like.
Well, I know, but it's not John Elway drafted Paxton Lynch. I don't know. Who knows why things happen
I get it, but
why guys miss or why they have a blind spot for certain positions, even though you'd think they'd be experts in it. I don't know.
The call was, we're so deep. It's going to be so tough for anybody to make this team. We're there. We're going to be competitive. We're ready to win. Those were the cries coming out of the general manager's room.
I totally hear you.
Okay, those were the cries with the ability then to draft a punter in the 4th round. Absolutely crazy.
I feel good about this weekend, though. I got to tell you, I feel good about the
Bears
They're at
this
home. Weekend. They're at home. I think you got a Rams.
So I feel good.
You're probably catching this Rams team. We've said this for a couple of weeks because of all their injuries. You're probably catching them at a good time. The Rams have really struggled on defense. They are very shorthanded, even though they pulled. They pulled one out of their keisters last week. Look, and we can revisit some of it, and we might as well because that's the matchup for the Bears this week. The Rams were pretty much beat up and down the field by the 49ers, down to down, series to series last week. And the Niners had a pretty good grasp of that game. They had the 14-0 lead. I give McVay credit for recognizing in the spot where he went for the fake punt, and they converted. That was good. They were at about midfield. It was 4th and 3. And instead of just going, he said, let's trick them. And they ran a direct snap fake punt, and they got it. And they scored on that drive. Because otherwise that game might have totally gotten away from them.
Right.
But again, 14-0 San Francisco, 10-point lead, 4th quarter. They're kicking themselves that they didn't find a way to win that game. And I just think, the Rams having to come on the road now, shorthanded. Yes, they have the better, more experienced quarterback at this point, and they have the better head coach. I get all that. I think the Bears are catching them at a good time. And I think we might see a feisty Bears group that wants to go out and silence some of the critics right now, certainly on the offensive side of the football. The defense has done its part. But, here we are 3 weeks into a season again, week 4 into a season. And it's different than last year. I get it. Last year, you want to talk about taking on water. The debacle with the defensive coordinator, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot that was going wrong with that team last year. Justin Fields openly talking about the offense and how he wasn't really being used the right way and how, he needed to get back to – it was a complete disaster. And they were really taking on water. This is not nearly as tumultuous, obviously. The Bears have a victory under their belt. But it's been a pretty uneven start, especially from that offense. And they faced a lot of criticism and a lot of questions. And so already early in a season, you feel like you've maybe stubbed your toe coming out or you've stumbled out of the gate, whatever cliche you want to use. You feel like this offense certainly has done it. The head coach has done it. He's throwing challenge flags that he's got no prayer of winning, and he's costing himself timeouts in a close game. He's burning timeouts when he needs them in 4th quarters of games, not knowing that they have to go for 2.
Yeah, not communicating it well in advance.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we score, we're going for 2.
So this coach has stumbled out of the gate. The offense has stumbled out of the gate. And as you alluded to, you joked about it during the tease, they're already having meetings with their veterans on offense to try to figure out what's gone wrong. And Mercedes Lewis is saying we need to be coached harder. It's okay, Shane Waldron, even the old guys like me. I'm the oldest and the youngest. Coach us harder. This is already what's happening. You're playing week 4. So the recurring theme here for this coaching staff is they kind of stumble out of the gate. That's not good. Yep. But you've got a chance to go make a statement this weekend on your home field. You've got back-to-back home games, 2 very winnable opponents. You're going to be a favorite in these 2 games in all likelihood. They're a favorite this week. And the money's coming on the Bears. The public money, the professional money has all told you people think the Bears are the side as this has been priced out to a field goal now. The Bears laying 3. 2.5 points or 2 points up from where it opened.
I will tell you this. Whenever we always had player-only meetings, those meetings always stunk.
Did they ever provide any
No, they didn't provide any
motivation?
pop. They didn't do anything. You lose the game. The things guys will get cut. There'll be problems if you continue to lose games. That's already there. But a players' meeting or a captain's meeting with the staff or, with certain members of the staff, that could be a little bit more productive.
And that's what this was. It was like Komet and Lewis and DJ Moore and Shane Waldron and
Komet
Caleb.
and Mercedes Lewis, the 2 guys that refused to block the defensive end on the strip sack.
Hey,
those 2 guys.
All right.
They need to be yelled at, right? They need to be yelled at. I'll yell at them all day. You need to be degraded. You're into degradation, and that makes you play better. You need a pinch degradator. I'm here for you. I'll drive on up to Alice Hall. I wasted my time there all summer. I wasted my time up there.
Yurko will bust your balls right
I
to
will
your
come
face.
up
He's
there and
not
I will
afraid.
let them know
True.
exactly what I think of them.
What would you say, like, in that if you were a coach?
Heads out of asses, guys.
Doesn't
it
would you
stink
show
in
them that play and be like,
no, yeah, I'd show them that play, and then I'd show a guy with a head stuck up his own ass. Then I'd ask, don't you think it would stink right there?
I think it would
Don't
stink.
you think this stinks?
I think it stinks.
That's exactly what it does. Heads out of asses, better play. That's what I think we're going to get. Then I get the offensive line in the room, and I'd show them that goal line series. And I'd say, what in the hell in the hog's ass is going on here?
You know,
once I'm done with that, then I take Shane Waldron into a room, and I take a ball peen hammer, and I just tap him on the temple incessantly, over and over and over and over again. I'm going to use that lump 3 feet above your ass. It's called a brain, okay? It's your head. Use your head and get stuff done with this offensive side of the ball. You notice there's a common theme, okay? It's getting heads out of there.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, the theme seems to be getting your head out of your ass.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
What the hell are you guys doing?
You got a great opportunity, and that's why I feel pretty good about this game.
I feel good, too, about this
I'll
game.
feel pretty lousy Sunday at 3:15 if they lose. And I mean
think so.
really lousy. I don't think they're losing either.
I think I'm going to feel frisky at 3:15 in the postgame show, talking about how this team played a little bit better, how they responded to being a miserable, miserable football team.
Yeah. Well, miserable offense, at least so far. I don't think they're a miserable football team.
No, but, listen, on one opportunity in the red zone, they got an interception, and then they let 3 straight touchdowns in. Three straight touchdowns in. One of those, they got the ball in the 16. All I'm saying is hold them to a field goal.
Right.
The other one, after Hardy went off sides on a 4th and 2 during a punt.
I know.
When you go offside,
those are
right.
bad mistakes.
But the defense can't feel sorry for itself. It was 4 plays.
Yeah.
4 plays, 70 yards.
Yeah.
They're like they went out there moping, I can't believe we're back out here. And boom, down the field like it was nothing. Like they're riding a golf cart all the way down, 70 yards.
Well,
not a problem.
Listen, the Bears are hitting a point in their schedule where they have a pretty glorious opportunity. Again, they're going to be favored, right? They're going to go to London in a couple of weeks, and you might talk about catching a team at a good time. I mean, the Jags seem to be in a little bit of disarray. Now, I thought you made an excellent point about the Jags earlier in the week. Mike North and I talked about that game a little. Mike had a play on that game for Odds Couple Best Plays. Go listen to the new Odds Couple. It's up now. This should be the best you ever get the Jaguars this weekend against the Texans. But that's a team that seems to be in disarray a little. And if they have another performance like they did on Monday night in Buffalo, Doug Peterson could be out. The coach might not even make it to London. So these next 3 weeks, you got a glorious opportunity if you're the Bears and your offense is struggling.
3 winnable games.
My goodness gracious, yes,
3
where you might be a
winnable
favorite
games.
in all of them.
Right, yes.
And so you can put a little something together here. And you can buck the trend of recent seasons when you come out, Matt Eberflus, when you come out stubbing your toe. Now you can get a little something going here. You've done it again. It hasn't been pretty. You're 1-2. You got a glorious opportunity to get yourself to 4 wins going into your bye.
Absolutely, 4-2.
And so make the most of these opportunities.
Feeling good about myself.
Make the most of these opportunities.
At 4-2. And I don't know if when they come back from London, if you've seen what it looks
it's
like.
Washington.
You got the bye. I mean, Washington playing better with Jaden Daniels.
Yes,
I
we'll
get
see.
it. They're playing better. All right, they're hot. They haven't punted in 2 games. They haven't faced the Bears defense. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. Who else we got? Washington.
It's Washington, and then is it hold on, I'll get the schedule up.
And
real
you
quick.
said it from the get-go, Washington wasn't going to be an easy game.
I did tell you that.
In Washington, too.
I did tell you that.
At the miserable FedEx Field.
You didn't want to believe me.
Is it still FedEx Field?
No,
too?
it is not. I believe
It's
it
got a
does
new
have
moniker?
I do believe it does have a different name.
Okay.
I'm almost positive that it's got a different naming right now.
What's it called?
After, yeah, that's what I thought. After Washington is the Arizona game. It's at Washington and at Arizona.
Right, and I think that Arizona game's a little more difficult than I anticipated. Is it the Acme Jockey
What is
Stadium?
it, Charlie?
It's Northwest Stadium.
Northwest.
Oh.
Northwest Stadium.
It's on northwest side of the city, I guess.
I don't know.
That's why they call it
Is that now the worst field that the Coliseum is officially done?
Yeah.
Is that the worst stadium?
Well, I
want to talk
I'm trying to bounce around the league. Any indoor stadium to me is a crap stadium.
Not Lucas Oil or not
Lucas Oil's a crap stadium.
Or not
I think
Minnesota.
they're all
People say
crap
Minnesota's
stadiums.
the best stadium in the league.
Anything on turf is a crap stadium. Everything on grass is
MetLife.
automatically better.
MetLife's
Anything
outdoor.
that's grass is automatically better than anything that's turf.
Okay.
Period. That's it.
Coming from the man
Now,
himself.
if you want amenities and you want to sit in the suites, you're not a pauper like the good kid. You're up there, with all the rich people.
I am?
Yes.
What?
I don't know what the suites look like in all these places. I've never been there.
I've never been to a suite at Soldier
I'm
Field.
just telling you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just
never.
know what the surface looks like. Give me a nice surface. That's all I want. Good surface.
All right, ring us up. Do you feel good, Bears fans, going into this weekend? You got a golden opportunity. 312-332-3776. Let us know how you feel about this matchup in these next couple of weeks and how important it is for the Bears to kind of put it and go here. And you really do have a great opportunity to rip off 3 straight wins, hit your bye, which comes at not a bad time, in week 7. Hit the reset button before your schedule gets much more difficult after that. But what do you think of this weekend and these next 3? Jurko's got his keys a little bit later on. We've got a bunch that we're going to talk about today as we get you set for week 4. A couple great college games. Big game for Notre Dame. Talk about a team that can't stub its toe again. That's the Irish after letting one get away in that NIU game. They got a very good matchup, I think, against Louisville this weekend. That should be fun. So
that's going to be a good game.
We'll talk a bunch of football.
In Louisville?
No, Notre Dame's at home.
They're at the
Notre
Irish.
Dame's at
They're at
South Bend.
home. South
Touchdown
Bend.
favorite against a very good Louisville team. A good offense, Jeff Brom's team. So, we're going to talk a lot of football. 312-332-3776. Cap was a little fired up about if the Bears were going to lose. I want to play that for you coming up, about what his Sunday's going to be like, what his Monday's going to be like. The Cap man.
Oh.
Very fired up if the Bears lose to the Rams on
Sure,
Sunday. I want to
you
play that
bet.
coming